Have you ever sat down to work, full of good intentions, only to find yourself an hour later scrolling through your phone, with a dozen tabs open and zero progress made? If you feel like your ability to focus has just completely vanished, you are not alone. It feels like our brains are broken, right? But what if I told you your focus isn't broken? It's just completely overwhelmed. The modern world is a battlefield for our attention. Every notification, every email, every ad is a tiny little soldier fighting to capture a piece of your mental real estate. And our brains, which evolved for a much simpler world, just can't keep up. We're living in a state of constant information overload, and our focus is the primary casualty. It's not a personal failing. It's a mismatch between our ancient brains and our hypermodern environment. So, let's unpack exactly what's happening to our ability to concentrate and, more importantly, what we can do to reclaim it. One of the biggest culprits behind our shattered focus is something you've probably heard of: dopamine. Now, dopamine isn't inherently bad. It's a neurotransmitter that helps us feel pleasure and motivation. It's the reason a good meal or a great conversation feels so rewarding. The problem is, our digital lives have turned into a nonstop dopamine slot machine. Think about it. Every time you get a like on a photo, a new follower, or a funny meme in your group chat, your brain gets a tiny hit of dopamine. It feels good, so you want more. This creates a craving cycle. Your brain starts to associate your phone with this easy, instant reward. Compared to that, the long, hard work of focusing on a single task for an extended period seems, well, boring. It offers a delayed, much less intense reward. This constant chase for tiny dopamine spikes literally rewires your brain. It shortens your attention span because your brain is trained to expect constant novelty and stimulation. It's like feeding a child only candy. They're going to lose their taste for nutritious vegetables. In the same way, our brains are losing their appetite for deep, focused work. We're becoming conditioned to seek distraction because distraction is where the quick and easy rewards are. The satisfaction of finishing a difficult project can't compete with the instant gratification of 1,000 tiny digital treats. So, the first step in fixing our focus is recognizing this cycle and understanding that our technology is designed to keep us hooked. Now, let's talk about a myth that many of us, especially high achievers, have bought into: multitasking. We wear it like a badge of honor, right? Juggling emails while on a Zoom call, while also planning dinner in our heads. We think we're being incredibly productive, but the science tells a very different story. What we call multitasking is actually rapid task switching. Your brain can't truly focus on two cognitive tasks at once. Instead, it just jumps back and forth between them incredibly quickly. And here's the kicker: every time you switch, there's a cognitive cost. It takes time and mental energy to disengage from one task and re-engage with another. This process, known as attention residue, means a part of your brain is still thinking about the last task, even when you've moved on to the next one. So, if you're writing a report and you quickly check an email, a part of your mind is still lingering on that email when you return to the report. This constant switching doesn't make you more efficient. It actually makes you slower, more prone to errors, and it drains your mental energy much faster. But even worse, it trains your brain to be distracted. By constantly multitasking, you are actively practicing the habit of breaking your own focus. You're teaching your brain that it's normal to never settle on one thing for very long. Over time, your brain gets so good at being distracted that it starts to seek it out. The state of divided attention becomes your default. So, if you want to rebuild your focus, one of the most powerful things you can do is to finally abandon the myth of multitasking and embrace the power of doing one thing at a time. So we've talked about dopamine and multitasking, but there's another huge factor that's often overlooked: your environment. Your physical and digital spaces are constantly sending signals to your brain, telling it what to do. If your desk is cluttered and your phone is buzzing next to you, you're sending your brain a clear message: This is a place for distraction. Think of your brain like a very obedient but easily confused puppy. If you throw a dozen toys on the floor, it won't know which one to play with. It'll just run around chaotically. Your brain is the same way. When your environment is full of focus-killing triggers, your willpower doesn't stand a chance. That phone on your desk, even if it's face down and on silent, is a constant, low-level drain on your cognitive resources. A part of your brain is actively working to not pick it up. The open tabs on your computer, the notifications popping up, they are all invitations for your mind to wander. Our brains are designed to react to our surroundings. It's a survival mechanism. But in the modern world, this means our environment often has more control over our attention than we do. The good news is, this is something you have almost complete control over. By intentionally designing your environment for focus, you can make concentration the path of least resistance. You can make it easier to do the right thing than the wrong thing. We'll get into exactly how to do that in a bit, but for now, just recognize that your surroundings aren't neutral. They are either helping you focus or actively working against you. Okay, so we know our focus is overwhelmed, hijacked by dopamine, trained for distraction by multitasking, and controlled by our environment. It sounds a bit grim, but understanding the problem is the first step to solving it. And the solution isn't about trying harder or having more willpower. It's about working smarter and retraining your brain. So here is a simple, three-step plan to start rebuilding your focus from the ground up. Step 1 is to create a sacred space. This is both a physical and a digital space that is designed for one thing and one thing only: deep work. For your physical space, this means finding a spot, a desk, a corner of a room, even a specific chair where you only do focused work. No scrolling social media, no eating, no casual web browsing. When you are in this space, you work. This trains your brain to associate that location with concentration. Critically, remove all distractions. Put your phone in another room. Close unnecessary tabs. The goal is to make your environment as boring as possible, so the only interesting thing left to do is the task at hand. For your digital space, this means creating a distraction-free mode on your computer. Use browser extensions to block distracting websites. Turn off all notifications on your computer and your phone. You want to create a digital fortress where the pings and pop-ups of the outside world see and get in. By creating these sacred spaces, you're not relying on willpower anymore. You're using your environment to guide your brain toward focus. Step 2 is to practice monotasking. This is the opposite of multitasking. It's the conscious decision to do one single thing at a time. I know it sounds ridiculously simple, but it's a skill we have lost. The best way to practice this is with time blocking. Schedule blocks of time in your calendar for specific, single tasks. For example, from 9 a.m. to 10 a.m., you not just working, you rewriting the first draft of the quarterly report. Nothing else. During this block, you honor that commitment. If an email comes to mind, jot it down on a notepad to deal with later. If you get the urge to check the news, gently redirect your attention back to the task. Start small. Try a focused 25-minute block, a technique known as the Pomodoro technique, followed by a 5-minute break. During the break, you can stretch, get some water, but try to stay away from your phone. That's your dopamine slot machine, remember? By practicing monotasking, you are rebuilding your focus muscle. It will feel difficult and uncomfortable at first, but with each session, you're training your brain to sustain attention for longer periods. Step 3 is the dopamine detox. This is about resetting your brain's reward system. We're not talking about a permanent, miserable existence without pleasure. We're talking about intentionally scheduling time away from high dopamine, low-effort activities. This means putting your phone away for a few hours each evening. It means designating one day a week, or even just an afternoon, as a no-screen day. What do you do instead? Engage in activities that provide a more natural, delayed sense of reward. Read a physical book. Go for a walk in nature. Have a deep conversation with a friend without your phone's present. Learn a new skill, like playing an instrument or cooking a complex recipe. These activities require more effort and focus, but they provide a deeper, more lasting sense of satisfaction. They teach your brain that reward doesn't always have to be instant. By taking regular breaks from cheap dopamine, you allow your brain's reward pathways to recalibrate. You'll find that your tolerance for boredom decreases and your ability to find satisfaction in challenging work increases. Your focus will return not because you're forcing it, but because your brain is no longer constantly craving the next easy hit. So, let's put it all together. Your focus isn't gone for good. It's just buried under an avalanche of digital noise and bad habits. By creating a sacred space to eliminate external triggers, practicing monotasking to retrain your attention, and doing a dopamine detox to reset your brain's reward system, you can dig yourself out. This isn't a quick fix. It's a practice. It's about fundamentally changing your relationship with technology and your own mind. But by taking these small, intentional steps, you can move from a state of constant distraction to one of deep, meaningful focus. You can reclaim your attention and start directing it toward the things that truly matter to you. Thank you so much for watching. If this resonated with you, let me know in the comments which of these steps you're going to try first. And for more content on building a more focused and intentional life, make sure to subscribe to the channel. See you in the next one.